Hello, how you doing? This is Mikos, Mitchell, and I have just came back from Parents Now at the Hastings YMCA in Hastings, Minnesota. Yeah, Parents Night Out went pretty well. It's nothing like Youth Night with over 200 kids at Youth Night, but Parents Night Out, it was like 20 kids. Their age range is from 2 to 10 years old, both mostly preschoolers and school-age children, but there was a few toddlers there. Yep. But before I talk about that, I would like to pay a tribute to Percy Sledge, who passed away earlier this week. He was 74 years old, and his number one hit song was What a Man Loves a Woman, debuted in 1966. It was a number one hit on the Billboard charts. He will be missed. Percy Sledge. But I forgot to mention to you in my last video was that it was an F2 tornado that hit Iowa City, Iowa on April 13, 2006. The hardest hit area was at St. Patrick's Church in downtown Iowa City. It was on East Court Street. And the church building was so heavily damaged that it had to be demolished like a year later. And then where the church used to stand, it's now an apartment building that was built in 2010 on the same location where St. Patrick's Church once stood. The new St. Patrick's Church is located on the east side of Iowa City, Iowa. But it's only like one thing from the old church that's located in the new church. I think it was a statue or like cross. Yeah, that was what's left of the old St. Patrick's Church. And it's now located in the new St. Patrick's Church on the east side of Iowa City, Iowa. And on a lighter note is that I am almost finished with that short play called Iowa City 20, 9 years later. I got 2 more pages left of that play, and I'm going to submit that short play tonight. It'll be done, finished officially. Also, I am almost finished with my Easter Sunday play. Even though it's been almost 2 weeks since Easter Sunday, I would submit that play as early as tomorrow. I'm like at the last 5 or 6 pages of it. I have to write 5 or 6 pages of that play. Include the kids coloring the Easter eggs, but I will also include people watching the Bible or the Bible 2, Passion of the Christ, and 1956 version of Commandments with Charles Heston. And he was the actor who played in the 10 Commandments, the movie. I think he passed away like a few years ago as well. Charles Heston. Yep. So, yeah, and I'm looking forward to making all of my mixtapes. Hopefully, submit another mixtape from last night's Friday Night Mix Show and make a new mixtape tonight called the Saturday Night Mix Show. Now I will also submit 2 more mixtapes. One is from Easter Sunday, and another is way back from St. Patrick's Day. I will try to get all of my mix shows submitted either on YouTube or my Facebook group. And enjoying the nice weather lately. The temperature made it into the 70s today in Hastings, Minnesota. It's like nice outside, and the trees are beginning to bloom and leaf out, and everything is turning green. Ironically, last year at this time it was cold outside. It was in the 30s last year in April, and 2 years ago, this time we had like 5 or 6 inches of snow on the ground. As a matter of fact, as late as April 22nd of 2013, we were still getting snowstorms in April. In fact, May 1st, 2013, Hastings, Minnesota had like 8 inches of snow. Yes, it was in May 1st. And then we had our last snowfall May 3rd of 2013. At the time, I was living in Apple Valley, Minnesota, and I didn't move to Hastings, Minnesota until July of 2013, almost 2 years ago. This was my 4th time doing Parents' Night Out at the Hastings YMCA. It's much more calmer than kids swinging. It's much more calmer than youth night. And I know the kids and I got to write on the sidewalk chalk. I still like to decorate and write on the sidewalk with the sidewalk chalk. And I love working with kids. And we watched the G-rated movie. It was from a Disney Pixar movie. Movies that's very kid friendly. And last but not least, I'm very multi-talented. I went from being a DJ to writing plays and screenplays to touching the basketball rim, to actually slam dunking and hanging on the basketball rim, to braiding hair. Yes, I know how to braid hair too, especially Rapunzel's hair. And me working with kids for almost 7 months, more like 6.5 months, it's been a rewarding experience. I'm able to work with kids from newborns or up to teenagers, but preferably I would prefer preschoolers or early grade children, basically from pre-kindergarten through 2nd grade, working with kids. And yeah, I got to know the parents and the kids well, and they really like me. They really enjoy working with me because they are our future. And with the adults, and I'm the volunteer, I am very responsible for their well-being. Yep. And hopefully I will get my learner's permit. Once I studied the rules of the road, Minnesota's driver's manual, over 100 times, and studied the practice test, and go to the DMV and get my driver's permit. But someone told me I can just go ahead and get the license. I really do not need to get the driver's permit. I can just get the license, but I'd rather get the permit because I want to get used to driving the car. I want to be comfortable operating a motor vehicle in the state of Minnesota. But anyway, for that particular, and then I could possibly be a PCA, personal care attendant. Since I got a bachelor's degree in psychology, I can be a PCA for kids. And another reason is, gotta have a vehicle to get out of Hastings, Minnesota. I can't just rely on walking, carpooling, nor asking people for rides or riding my Bongo's bike that's now broken. Gotta have a vehicle. Just like working with kids, operating a vehicle, there's pros and cons. The pros of driving a vehicle, have your own independence. You can go where you want to go, and not be able to drive in the winter time. Say if the staff need me to volunteer or to be a staff member there, I can just drive the vehicle in the winter in Hastings to YMCA kid stuff or youth activities. I wouldn't have to worry about walking in the elevator or asking people for rides. And then, say, if an opportunity opens up at the Egan YMCA or a daycare center or a private school, I'll be able to transport myself back and forth with the vehicle. But a disadvantage or cons of operating a vehicle is it's expensive. I have to worry about car payments. I have to worry about a car loan. They check my credit history. And then I have to worry about these idiots on the highway. Driving is very risky. And then basically common sense. Then I like to predict the consequences and drive defensively to avoid collision. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please give me. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please subscribe to my YouTube, Mikos Mitchell, or don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to have my likes. I want to have as many likes as possible and as many followers and subscribers as possible on YouTube. Or you can just comment down below in my Facebook groups too. This is Mikos. Mitchell. Good night, YouTube. And God bless you all.